I try some?
Yeah.
I noticed this with the other stuff too.
Get a heavier screwdriver.
It worked pretty well with this one, but okay.
All right, go ahead.
You can get it started with the screwdriver, and then you're able to get it in there.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Okay, use a screwdriver to start it then.
Yes, I noticed that with the wheel wells. Because it looks like it's glued down, so start with the screwdriver. Yeah, and then once you got it started, you should be able to use the crowbar.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I don't think we can. I think it'll be easier just to pull it up around those screws and grind the screws down.
Okay, that's fine with me. Why don't you work on that for a bit and then switch out with me when you're ready? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go work on.
Can you go look for chisels?
I have them. They're right here.
Chisels, those are punches.
You have the cold chisels in here too.
Okay,
It's
good.
both of them.
Both? Okay. Give me a chisel.
Let me get it open. I gotta pull my gloves off. Might need a new tie for this. See?
Oh,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
both. It's a combo.
Forgot I had a couple of
So I'll just leave that kit right there. You can.
those. Give me that one. Can you do some research and see if there's a better way to do this?
Sure. What's wrong?
Oh, I chiseled into the metal. Because there's just not enough room to pound. So do some research and see. The screws aren't the problem. It pops right up over the screws, right?
It's just vinyl, like a rubber.
It's rubber, but it's the glue. And unfortunately, the metal's in really good shape. If we'd have known that, I'd have recommended you just clean it up real good and cover it or do something like that. But, I mean, like, there is no rust here. The air chisel.
Do you want to pull that stuff out today?
Not today, not this cold.
Right.
But I think
Okay.
the air chisels.
Well, Friday is supposed to be 40. Saturday is supposed to be 35-ish. Is that warm enough to run it all?
Yeah.
Because we can also try the air chisel out on these walls, and then that way we have the technique before we get to the ceiling.
Yep.
To be honest, I don't think honestly I've seen anybody. It's pretty much this is the worst spot to do. That and the wheel wells.
That's why an air chisel.
Can you read what this says on the brass?
Turn it. Max.
Maxing out.
Hand on. I think so.
I'm not doing anything.
Here, hold it against the light again. Because it's, the weird thing is if you twist it, it's, so 0 goes that way, Max is wrap.
Max it.
That's no.
You haven't do anything. Let's let it build up, see what happens.
Hi. So back again. Today's goal is to try to get the vinyl up off the stairs. It took about a half an hour just to get this section here done. So we spent part of this morning putting together some air tools. That's what you hear in the background is the air compressor running. And we're gonna try to see what tool combo will work, whether it's a chisel, a scraper, or whatnot. One thing we did discover is that we can use the scraper to get some of the caulk and debris and glue and stuff that's still adhered to the floor pan and the edges that I need to get removed, cleaned up before I try to paint this thing. I also think that tool will work on the windows because we're gonna pop them out, clean up all of the caulk and whatever's on there. I think it's butyl tape, and then reseal them with some new butyl tape. So I think the air tool will work for that. Even if it takes a little bit of time, it's not manual labor trying to get this up with a crowbar and a hammer and yeah, your own elbow grease. No thanks. So we'll try the air tool.
This is good. Got a lot of rust in this one. I expect this one to be just as bad. I'm pulling up rusty metal with it, see?
Okay.
I mean, it's got to come up, so it's not a loss, but I just want to let you know what we're up against.
So this is actually an extra layer of sheet metal that is on top of
And just screwed down.
the step frames. It's screwed down. And that's what appears to be rusted on this step. You can kind of see here. So the structural portion of these steps so far don't appear to be rusted through. They probably have some surface rust, but at this point, if there is a patch, it's not the entire step like I've seen in some other buses.
Yeah, even if we could get into it and figure out that we do have to do some patches to the underlying structure, it's not a problem. We can do it.
Yeah, at this point, any structural rust, anything that's gone through the frame or the pan, it's definitely fixable. This last step, we're gonna actually wait until weather really warms up because we gotta figure out how to take out the door to be able to get it completely out. And since we're taking the door out, I think I'm gonna fuse it. Yeah, I'm gonna use that term, fuse it. Reconstruct it into a single panel. And yeah.
So if you look at the top step and look at the bottom step, on the bottom step you can see the rubber is still intact on it. The rubber is attached to a piece of sheet metal that's just screwed down, so it's one assembly of rubber and sheet metal, and you can see both have been removed on this one. I think on this one we're either gonna do some small patches there or just take the whole thing out and put a patch, replace the whole thing. We might not need to do that. I need to do a little more research. Looks like it's glued on as well as screwed on. This one came up because it was just rested. But I'm gonna take this one off.
I just needed the flakes off. We could still have, like, you could still see some rust like this.
Surface rust, yeah.
Because that's actually what the chassis saver is going to adhere to.
So like that. That's probably good enough.
I think so. Yeah, well, we don't have to do a ton.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get the glue off though.
With,
Huh?
I don't know if the scraper would work better.
Maybe. And try it. These air tools are nice.
We're still gonna have to come over with a wire brush. But still, it's good. You can see it's working, and some of it.
That should be enough.
So I think we need the wire brush on there a little bit today, because what I don't want is just to cover the glue up and still have a spot in there where it can rust. So we'll be a little careful, but it's looking good. Okay, I think we can call the steps done for today. What would you like to do next? Do you want to figure out rivets real quick, or what?
Yeah, let's see if we can get rivets.
Okay, I may have to get another gun. That cheap one,
The cheap one.
yeah, it wasn't that much. I might get another good one.
You draw.
Yeah,
Can we run two at the same time?
I think so. Because you're not gonna be running them. Yeah, I think so.
Well, we could at least have two set up to where you can just switch between tools. I don't remember. I know there was a two-step process. I actually don't remember what the two-step process.
So you use a punch to punch out the center stem, and then you use chisel to chisel off the remainder, because that center stem is the hard metal that kind of holds it all together.
Do you have a narrow enough punch?
Yeah, a couple of them. So let's start with that.
Can you go see if there's another one?
Not that size, but I can.
Just any punch.
Okay. So we're gonna need several.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna have to grind these down.
You're knocking snow off.
Huh?
You're knocking snow off.
Can you, we need to do some screws. Can you get a drill or a impact driver set up?
Yeah.
And I'll keep working these. There's time, but I'll keep working these.
So we decided to figure out how long it would take to get the rivets undone, because that's probably one of the most difficult things to fasteners to undo in a bus. And so part of the reason we're doing that is because of planning. We won't get the whole ceiling down today. We'll just do this panel back here and see how long this panel takes, which will tell us how long each one to the bus will take, and if that's going to be a 1 day or more job. Anyways, that's what we're doing.
That's hard.
Do you wish you had that when you were working on airplanes?
We did. I didn't use it though.
What? You wish you could have?
I didn't do riveting.
Huh?
I didn't do rivets.
Oh. How long did it take to get that out?
15 seconds or so. 20 seconds.
Okay. I'm almost too short. Why am I too short?
There's a song. Short people got nobody.
I'm aware I sang it for choir. Yes, I was a choir nerd. Oh, by the way, when you're taking down the ceiling, you gotta figure out which panel went in last. So in this bus, they started in the front, put that panel in, and then this was the last one put in. So it's the first one to come out, because they overlap. And
We already did it in this back section, but you also have to take out the top wall section to be able to get the ceiling panel out. So yeah, there's a sequence to everything. But again, we're doing it in this order so that we can make plans for future weekends. How'd you get this one, Brad?
So it's about 50 or so.
Oh, hold it. Oh, it's not actually.
Crash.
Not with my ears, please. It's like an echo chamber in here for him. I'm getting it. I got really sensitive hearing. I probably should put my ears on.
If we can improve the process about an hour.
Okay.
Per
I'll
row.
do the math. I'll grab a whiteboard and do the math here in a
So-
second. Let me finish getting this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'll get the math done. That's if you can figure out the chisel.
If I can improve the chisel, it's gonna go faster.
Okay. So what he's talking about is, I'll grab a chisel and show you. The first step of doing this, punch it out. Because there's a
Center stem.
center stem in here that needs to be punched out, broken essentially, because that's what's holding the whole thing together. So do that, punch, punch, punch a bunch of times, and then come in with a chisel. The problem with the chisels, they're just a little too thick to get in under the head. So I'm trying to figure out maybe which, there's tons of these different types of chisels, which ones might work better. And then back at the house, at his mini shop there, we have a grinder that we could probably sharpen this with to get under there. So with that said, probably what's going to happen is, because we actually have an air compressor that has 2 ports, I think that's the right term, so we can hook up 2 sets of hoses. And it's a 200 psi air compressor with a 27 gallon, I think it is, capacity, something like that. Anyways, so we can run 2 of them, and we already have enough hoses to be able to run 2 hammer guns? Air hammers? Air hammers. We have, so we'll run 2 air hammers, and so that way we don't actually have to switch out the tools, and we need to go pick up the second one. But what we'll do is somebody will come through, punch a whole bunch, and then the next person come back behind and chisel underneath and pop the heads off. So that's the process. Besides, obviously, getting in with a screw and popping out anything like the light, speakers, and vents. I'll have to pop the emergency exits out too. Be very careful with those because I would like to keep them.
Let me try something.
Okay.
So I think if we sharpen the chisel, the one with the little split in it, sharpen that, it'll get underneath it better. But for now, what I'm gonna do is just take a regular chisel, make an indentation so I can get up underneath it. Because right now it's just chewing through the head until it can get underneath it. It's just taking a bit. And if I can get under it quickly and not try to actually cut the head, just cut the centerpiece, then we'll be better off.
Okay. So there are other methods to getting these rivets out. You can use a grinder to break the head, but from the research I did, it seemed like the air tools, the air hammer with a punch and a chisel was one of the fastest ways to get it out. So if you can get a hold of air tools, I highly recommend it. Other tools you can get for it. There's a needler that Dad was using on the steps, and then the air hammer with a chisel worked actually really well for getting the steps up. So again, I highly recommend air tools as part of your demo. They will make things go significantly faster. Yeah. A lot faster. And my count for estimating for how long it's going to take to get the ceiling out, we're thinking 13 hours to get it out in total, and then 12 hours for the bottom panel here, because there's a heck of a lot more rivets in here, unfortunately. So that's going to be fun. I'm thinking with the rate that we're working, because it's cold, we get about 6 hours in per day. So probably 4 to 5 days for that in total. But yeah. And when I'm out here by myself, over the next couple weekends, I will prep getting these things off of the ceiling. And there's some more things to get off the walls to make that all easier. Anyways. Okay, you ready to finish the floor?
Yeah.
So this is a needle scaler. It can work on the rust, although we have a wheel for the grinder, so I think that will actually be more effective on the rust here. But we're gonna try this on the stuff, the glue down things. Like there's some chunks of the wood and floor that are still annoyingly stuck. So try this.
I think the grinder might be faster for these bigger sections. What do you think?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I agree, but